Yeah, let me medicate. I need something to get me in the right place of mind. No snakes hanging around any place of mine. I'm trying to build an empire, we in two different states of mind. I'm trying to escape the confines of my city limits, but shit get risky as making one of these shorties and misses. Gotta keep a low profile nowadays. I'm staying out the way, you single niggas. Wildin' with these low rates of retention. Jumping at the first chance you get cause she showed you some attention. I love this life out the spotlight.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Live Rats Loaded Minds. I'm Aubrey Ward Jr. One of your hosts. We got Toine, of course, your other host over there on the other side, man. Tweezy, how you been? How's everything going?
Man, cannot complain at all, bro. Getting to almost the halfway point in the G League year. Yeah, man, just stacking days, honestly, bro. Like it's all we can do right now. So, just been dealing with that, and then looking forward to Christmas and spending my holiday with my family back at home. So, yeah, man, what you got going on, bro?
Um, Not much. School, school, little journalist work here and there, writing some papers, doing what I can to make sure we stay afloat with this great podcast and the career I'm trying to get in, bro. So
Mm-hmm.
that's about it. So,
Same, bro.
I mean. Can't complain too much. I'm gonna go ahead and send a prayer out for everybody just in case, any
Oh
hardships,
yeah,
hard times going on. I'm gonna go ahead and send that prayer out for everybody, make sure everybody's faith and well being is good. Um
hardships and if we got any students watching, I know finals is going on right now, so I'm gonna send one. I'm gonna send a couple prayers up for
yeah,
y'all.
for
My
sure.
girl been taking finals, so I already just know what that's like, and I don't miss it at all. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah,
Yeah,
man.
you shouldn't, you've already mastered. I'm in the process. I'm in the process. So yeah, man, let's talk ball, man. When we talk ball, we talk both sports, football and basketball. So, let's start with the NBA. Um, Season starting to open up a little bit. You starting to see what teams starting to look like finally.
Hmm.
So let's just start there.
Yeah, I think I hate that we bring up the GOAT conversation. I'm just thinking about the grand scheme of like basketball and how it's evolved. Just even watching, the G League up close right now, and then catching NBA games when I can. It's just crazy to see the level of skill that is in the game right now, and then the different archetypes. Like we can already get into Derek Queen. He's not a footer. He's not a superb athlete or superior athlete. He is a 6'8", 6'9", very, 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 very skilled big man that has a lot of similarities to Jokic, just in terms of
Hmm.
like his overall archetype,
Yeah.
and then his just overall ability. So, yeah, man, he's been one of the young guys that has definitely been playing well as of late over his last 10 games, averaging 15, 6, and 6. So he's almost averaging a block and steal to go with that. So he's kind of one of those guys that can fill the stat sheet any night. He just had a 30, 10, and 10 performance against the Spurs. So, and the Spurs is, in the playoffs right now. So I know the Pelicans got a lot of things they got to, figure out in terms of the organization. However, I feel like they did get their draft right in terms of him and Fears. Transitioning to like the Lakers, I think, well, Luka's leading the league in scoring. I feel like we all knew he could do that, I think he's been like top three in scoring for the last four or
The
five
last
years.
4 or 5 years, yeah,
Yeah,
he's been up
so I
there.
mean that's nothing new. But right behind him is Shea. The Thunder's still 24-1. There's just a lot. I think there's just a lot of storylines right now in the NBA. Like it's a great time to be a fan of basketball. Because you got the storylines behind the actual substance of the play. So yeah, man, it's gonna be one of them seasons for sure, bro.
Yeah, man, for sure. And like you said, we don't like talking about the GOAT talk, but we gotta talk about the GOAT himself.
Facts.
Last two games, 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists, 61, 44, and 75% from the field. Yeah, I don't know if you seen that dunk he did the other day,
Yeah, last
but
night, bro.
yeah, but I honestly don't think he's lost a step, and I think he's been playing possum with everybody. Um, if we had to pick right now, definitely Lakers. OKC is that Western Conference Final game.
Yeah, it'd definitely be interesting just to see how the West kind of shakes out. Cause I know the Suns, I mean, they're a long shot, in my opinion, to,
Yeah.
come out of the West. But
Right.
like the Suns, the Warriors, even the Mavericks, like I know there's a lot of rumors talking about trading AD, but once they get full strength, that's a team that could very much well be one of them teams that, that bottom 7 through 10 that you don't want to play in the first round.
Yeah.
Um, but
Especially
yeah,
with like especially with like Cooper Flag waking up.
yeah, like
Yeah,
Cooper
I think
Flag's been
he's
playing
what.
well lately.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's like I think he first in field goals among rookies right now.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah.
like second when it comes to like steals and assists, something like that. So he's up there.
And he's the youngest player in the league.
Yeah.
Like I think again, just going back to when we talked about it before, his first game, you could just tell like I don't want to say the game was too fast because I feel like he already kind of had a pro game. I just think that he was pressing a lot, like trying to assert himself early and
Yeah.
make his presence known as to opposed to like, all right, let me see where I can actually pick my spots given that this is very new for me. Coming from the college game to the pro game, like this is very new to me. I'm playing with, a great surrounding team. So I think that he's figured it out just in terms of where he can be effective. And, we still haven't seen Kyrie play with him too. So yeah, man, the Western Conference is definitely gonna be shaky. You can't forget about the Nuggets. They're still second in the West.
Yep.
Rockets still kind of gelling. Reed Shepard's been playing well too. So yeah, I don't want to go ahead and say Lakers Thunder just because I think the Lakers issue is still perimeter defense.
Mm-hmm.
I at 41, I can't expect Bron to night in and night out just exerts so much energy on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Luka's the leading scorer in the league. I can't expect him to be a perennial defender as well. Same with Austin Reeves, and I know it's like kind of you're kind of giving like an excuse, but at the same time, it's just that's not what we need them to do. We need them to score points, generate offense, especially easy opportunities for others. Like yesterday, I think they had it was like 7 and 8 assists. That's that was like almost 4/5 or the entire assist pool for the team that they had. Like I think maybe
Mm-hmm.
two other players had an assist, but those three guys are generating so much offense. I think that they do need some, additional perimeter help on defense. And Marcus Smart been a bright spot for them. At least he was last night in terms of leadership and defense. So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. The Thunder's still the favorites, though. It's
Yeah, as of right now, yeah, when you 24-1, it ain't nothing you can say. That's like when we was trying to battle with the Warriors and they
yeah,
it ain't nothing you can do, bro. It's either them or nothing at this point. So we can't forget about the Spurs either. I mean, still no
nah,
Wemby back.
not at
So
all.
and they still in the cup. They just knocked out the Lakers.
Yeah.
So still can't eliminate them from talks either. So
And the Timberwolves been having a quietly good season. Like, and I think Anthony Edwards is taking that. Like, I feel he's already been taking steps every year. But when you talk about the mental side of basketball and being a leader, you can tell that this is his team.
yeah.
They're all following him. They all want to play with him and for him. So, yeah, man, I would hate to be in the Western Conference, bro. I ain't gonna fake.
And and
It's
he not as much as a YN anymore this year.
no, 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 no.
he
You can
been
tell.
he been
I
chilling out.
and Team USA was what 2 years ago.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two summers. So I think
Because
that
20
last
20
year,
wait, 28 is LA?
yes.
Okay,
So
so
that
yeah.
was 24. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that Team USA, sometimes things just take time to develop. And I
Hmm.
think that's a prime example of like you kind of saw him last year take out, our favorite players. Like he took out LeBron, he took out KD. And I think he's starting to understand and get a grasp on what it takes to be the guy consistently night in and night out, and then also just galvanizing the troops around him because they don't have a bad team. I think that they can compete with anybody in the West just based off of their defense.
Hmm.
Their offense is what you know is the I guess you could say downside of their team, but at the same time, you got dudes like McDaniels that are starting to develop a identity on offense. So yeah, it's like we said in that when we was talking to Jay Sims, bro, that it's like 1 through 13 in the Western Conference. Just in terms of competitive basketball, you're gonna see every night.
Yeah.
So
Since we talking about the pros of basketball right now, I want to actually touch on the WNBA just real quickly. What do you think about the whole lockout situation?
I think it's time for, I think more leagues need to take initiative like the players do in the NBA, just in terms of having say. Also, like just knowing what their value is in comparison to the league. Like we would have no league if we didn't have any players. So I think the growth of the WNBA game has it's already evolving so much that you're seeing younger and younger female phenoms more than we've ever seen before, even from we was growing up. Like, there was a couple, like you had the Brittany Grinders of the world. You had the I cannot think of her name right now. She plays for the Liberty. Went to UConn. Brianna Stewart.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like those young female
You
Maya
said
Moore, like
UConn, you threw me off. You know how many UConn basketball
no,
players?
I know. That is crazy. But yeah, it's you can see the growth of the game, and I think that always starts from the top and it trickles all the way down to the bottom. I mean, you could definitely say the college game and the aspect that, Paige Beckers, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, them played on this next generation. So yeah, I think it's time that, the players, put their foot down and really, get their demands. Because I think being in the WNBA, that's the top league for women. You should be getting paid. Granted, I know it's a gray area between, they ask as much as the men
Yeah,
make or whatever, but in the grand scheme of things, they should be making,
yeah, they should
enough
be
money
making
to
more than
where,
what they're making because they only making pennies.
man, like
Unless
they
you're the
shouldn't have
top
to.
player in the league, you making pennies, and she
They're
still ain't making that much.
I'm trying to think, like there is no other league in America at least where you have to play in the States and then you potentially have to go play in like the unrivaled, or not saying that they don't want to play in that, but like
Yeah,
some of these players are playing in unrivaled to make a little extra money, on the back end of their WNBA salary, or they had to go overseas. Like that's crazy to me. As a pro,
yeah.
that's like
Like
going.
I've already hit the top. Like I should be making what the top make.
You telling me I got to go play AAU in
Yeah,
another country? That's crazy,
right.
bro.
I'm
That's
going to go
crazy.
get buckets. This easy over here on the other side.
For sure, bro.
So yeah, yeah, man. Definitely shout out to all the WNBA ladies, or any lady in general hooping. If you're not in WNBA, because it definitely takes some real understanding and ability to be able to go out night in, night out and hoop like really hoop. The WNBA has been getting better and better each
For
year
sure.
to really hoop and not get any type of money from it. So we definitely hold y'all close, ladies. We got y'all.
Absolutely.
We'll try to stop by soon. Some of you
Hey,
WNBA ladies, we gonna come see y'all.
and shout out Cleveland because we back. I don't know if we're gonna be called the Rockers. I don't know if that was confirmed or
I
whatever,
think we're
but
the Rockers, bro.
best
It only makes
believe.
sense. This lockout actually help us.
Hey, no cap. And it's fun fact. The first ever basketball games that I started going to was the Cleveland Rockers.
Oh,
My
so
mom,
you
my
was seeing real hoopers because they was
bro,
nice.
I have like a whole like it's almost like a display kit. It's like a lunchbox. I think it's one bobblehead or something like that. Just a bunch of rocker stuff. Cause their colors was tough.
No,
The
for sure.
logo was
That
tough.
blue and black and with that
Orange,
little
little hint of orange in
orange.
there, man. What?
Yeah.
Like that was my first experience going to watch professional basketball, and I was probably like 2, 3 years old. My parents had season tickets, and then when Bron came, they got rid of the Rockers, and the rest is history. But yeah, man, like the Rockers and WNBA definitely hold a special place in my heart because that's where I started watching basketball for real. So
Yeah. And let's talk NCAA basketball real quickly. Before you go, I want to go real quick. Shout out somebody from Cleveland. It's been taking off. It's probably a lot of actually don't know if people know this. Cleveland got a lot of hoopers when it comes to
Ohio
yeah. Ohio
basketball,
in general.
football,
Yeah, Ohio in
Cleveland,
general.
we got hoopers,
But
bro.
Cleveland got a lot of hoopers. So I do want to
Oh,
shout out one hooper. I think their team is still nationally ranked, Auburn. I gotta shout out Keyshawn Hall
yeah.
because the amount of moving and relocating and just trying to stay in that grind to get where he's trying to go. I gotta shout
Hmm.
him out because to be a SEC player now and possibly be the SEC player of the year with the way he's playing.
Hmm.
Um, you know, just seeing that grind, seeing how hungry you are, we gotta shout you out, bro. So shout out Keyshawn Hall, man. Keep going. We watch you. Praying for you, hopeful for you to get drafted. Praying for good health, and just keep it going.
Definitely. I think he's one of them guys, and I don't know him personally. I know a lot of people that know him.
Yeah, me
And
too.
I think I always try to watch from afar just in terms of Cleveland basketball. Like he's one of those guys that has consistently got better every move, every level that he's gone up. I mean, we saw it last year going into this year. It was a big deal for him to even go to Auburn.
Hmm.
And yeah, man, just proud to see that, he's continuing to develop into a pro caliber talent. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
man, shout out to Key.
Yep, yep. I know you want to talk about that boy AJ.
And again, again. Hold on, no, hold on. It's not even just AJ though. I think Jay. I was watching the game the other night. I can't remember if it was the BYU game or matter of fact, it might have been the Florida UConn game. And Jay Billis said this is the most impressive freshman class that he's almost ever seen, just in terms of the depth at from picks 1 through 10. We're not even talking about overseas talent right now. We're talking about strictly NCAA. You got AJ Dybantsa, you got Mikael Brown, you got the Boozer twins, even though one of them might end up staying, but Cam Boozer. You got who else I'm slipping my mind right now, but there's so much talent in this freshman class. Darren Peterson, another Northeast Ohio kid. Like there's so much talent that you really cannot go wrong between picks 1 through 10. It's just gonna be based on team need, preference, in that nature, as opposed to like, okay, if we pick this kid, he's not gonna pan out. Because all these kids are literally showing y'all like, nah, like this next generation that y'all been talking about, like I think we've been talking about for years, who's gonna be that next class after Bron, D Wade, and Melo to, be looked upon as like, oh yeah, this 03 drive class,
Yeah,
I feel like we've been searching and looking for that. And I think Cooper Flag kind of brought us that a little bit. I think Wemby not being an American product, his hype was there as opposed to if he was, grown up in the States. I think we've had different prospects to do that, but we haven't had a class where it was like, nah, like these young dudes are here, they're ready, and they're going to take the league by storm. And I think AJ DeBesa, he just tips off the scale because face card, you just watch him play one time, you're like, oh no, like this kid, like he is not only a superior athlete, but he also has game to go with it. And I think being 18 years old or 17, 18 years old, there's always a gray area just in terms of raw athleticism and actual skill when it comes to basketball. But watching the game and him in the garden the other night on an NBA court, I'm like, dude, I don't think people understand what we watching right now.
hey,
Like
hey,
he's
Twigs,
six
I'm
seven,
Twigs.
six
I'm looking at the highlights right now, man. I'm seeing,
everything, bro, from the mid range to
yeah, getting to my
playing
spot.
out the
Pretty,
post. Like it's pro. So I'm just very excited to see, how this freshman class,
sheesh, my
finishes
fault.
the
I just
year.
seen him dunk on three people. My fault.
And don't let him land. I mean, people have been saying Boston, but like again, just don't let him land on a team that's already good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
another scary thing. Like the Thunder could potentially have a top five pick if stuff just goes their way. And to think you compare AJ Dybantsa with Shea, J Dub, Chet, all these young pieces,
I
Casey
don't even
Wallace,
want to think about that, bro.
the league, I already think the league is in trouble regardless if, the
That's crazy.
Clippers don't figure out some way how to turn this around and, try to make a competitive push for the playoffs, it's gonna get scary, bro. Because the Thunder to me are already in my lifetime, the only other team I could think of that plays defense like the Thunder is probably the Pistons, and I was 5 years old. Just thinking about the people on the Pistons, like in '04, I think
That
that's
boy
right.
talk
Yeah.
about the bad boys.
Not like after the Bad Boys, like essentially they was like the Bad Boys V2, but that's the only other team where you could go back and watch like just being on the string defensively, and to think you could pair AJ, the Buster, or even the Cam Boozer, any one of these young dudes,
Yeah.
what they already got is nuts, bro. Like, it's nuts. So yeah, man, I definitely advise anybody that's a fan of the NBA to go watch any of these, marquee matchups. I know they've been doing like the SEC, ACC Challenge, or any of those games that's on ESPN and national televised. Like, go check these young dudes out, bro, because they up next. They up next.
No, for sure. And since we talk about people that are up next, definitely got to shout out all high schoolers, all high school basketball players, hoopers that we got connections with.
Thanks.
We will be around. Y'all will be seeing us. If we get a chance to get y'all on the pod, or whether Toine get a chance to work out with y'all, we will be around. So y'all just keep doing what y'all doing. The world is watching y'all. So I just want that to be known. The world is watching y'all. So just stay on that path, stay on that grind, man. Y'all got it.